Well, tomorrow night's playoff game will feature the Central High Grizzlies going up against the Edison High Tigers at 7 p.m. in Fresno.
We have both head coaches in Studio B alongside one of the guys who calls the games, Vince Wesson. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Kopi. Now, in the middle of the summer, if somebody would have said there's going to be a playoff game between Edison High and Central High, a lot of people would have guessed it would have been for the Valley Finals. Well, a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum, but we are so excited because tomorrow night from Sunnyside High School, you're going to have the 4th seed Edison Tigers versus the 5th seed Central Grizzlies. Joining me today, both head coaches, Justin Garza from Central and, of course, Matt Johnson of Edison High. Guys, real quick, I want to talk a little bit about the article this Sunday about recruiting. They had your players all over the spread and everything like this. Can it be a distraction for these individuals that are being recruited by some big-name schools to still focus on the team goal? We'll start with you, Justin.
It could definitely be a distraction. I think more so for parents and kids because parents have this, they have a free education sitting in front of them, and they're a little bit more worried about it than kids. High school kids live week to week, and they're more, they're more tied into their friends and team above self. And I don't have a problem with our guys, but I can see how it would be. I've never had the luxury of being one of those kids, so I guess I never figured it out.
Coach Johnson?
Well, the article was beautiful. I mean, it was more of a lack of a better term, infomercial for what the great thing Central's doing. Edison we do have obviously some football recruits, but that was more of a well-crafted story of what's going on over there at Central. We have full respect for Central. They've got a great program, and our guys have been recruited throughout years before I was ever there. So it's just an ongoing thing, and as what Justin said is so true. That free education is what everyone needs to really focus on, get the eye on the prize, and that's going to college. And I think most of our players and, of course, the community understands that. Okay, good. Now, we're going to focus on two guys right here, one that's being recruited this year, and that's Nick Wilson, the running back for Arizona, and, of course, Vance Sams, the inside linebacker for Edison, who will be recruited next year, I'm sure. So let's talk about Nick, and boy, he had an exciting game against Clovis West. I am very impressed with number 22 wearing the black and orange.
Oh, absolutely. He's a 3-year starter. Physically, he's built to play running back. He could play defense for us as well and a lot of other things, but he's so valuable for us carrying the rock 20 to 30 times a game, and during this time of year you need to lean on those type of guys, so we're going to lean on them heavy tomorrow.
Yeah, one of the Arizona commits on Central High School. And we talk about the front seven at Edison High, very physical group, very fast group. All starts in the middle with your quarterback, let's say on the defense side of the ball, Vance Sams.
Well, yeah, he started at Mike linebacker, inside linebacker, his sophomore year. So he has experience now as a junior. He's really a plugger, great passion for the game, high energy guy, leads that defense. But Vance, we expect big things out of him tomorrow night. He's going to have to play well to control the good running game and the attack that Central has to offer. Okay. My key to the game is probably going to be the kicking game. I think both coaches are outstanding. We're going to see some outstanding athletes on the field. But I think maybe a high snap here, a punt return there, a missed extra point could be the difference. So I'm going to put emphasis on the kicking game tomorrow. Let's see what these coaches' keys to the game are tomorrow night.
Absolutely. I think this time of year the average fan forgets about field position, how valuable it is with making decisions to go forward in 4th down situations. The 1 point, the 3 points here before half, all those things are critical. We've been practicing all year, and yeah, we're concerned about that as well.
Yep. Ball control, obviously ball security is very important. The elements might play a factor. And then, of course, the explosive plays. We have to limit Central's explosive play capability and try to put that check mark in our category as the big playmaker, not Central Grizzly.
Okay, all right, Kim and Kopi, you heard it here. It's tomorrow night on our sister station, KFRE, Channel 59. Myself, Ralph Wood, Kevin Miller on the sidelines, and it is going to be something special. Central versus Edison. And before I get out of here, Kim, Kopi, our last game of the year, thanks to you for letting me share your great day set. Thanks for Chris Friesen for setting up all these outstanding interviews. And just thanks for everyone a part of the Great Day team. It has been a blast, and I'm sure tomorrow night we're going to have an exclamation point with an outstanding game. Sunnyside High School, 7 o'clock. Edison High Tigers versus the Central High Grizzlies.
All right. Vince, thank you very much.
Awesome.
And coaches, thank you. And
Welcome to Les Schwab Tires Thursday Night Showdown, driven by Fiat. Tonight, the Edison Tigers take on the Clovis West Eagles on the CW K-Free 59.
Welcome to Thursday Night Showdown pregame show delivered by Round Table Pizza, the last honest pizza.
Good evening, everybody. Ralph Wood along with Vince Wesson. Glad you could join us tonight as we get you ready for football and what is sure, Vince, to be an emotional night. Earlier this week, Marquise Sutton, one of the Edison players, shot to death, so emotion's going to be running high throughout this stadium and especially on the Tiger sideline.
Without question, what a tragedy it was, and now it's time for the Edison community, the staff, the students to all pull together. There was some talk to cancel this football game, but Edison said, no, we're going to play this game and dedicate it to Marquise.
One of the players for the Tigers who showed some leadership through this time is one of the guys who's one of your key players, Khari McGee, the quarterback of the Tigers.
The quarterback of the Tigers. Now, the Tigers have struggled a little on offense this year, and I believe it's due to Khari McGee now has his third different head coach in 3 years. He's picking up Ricky Manning's system, as you know, with 11 TDs, but he also has 8 interceptions. If the Tigers are going to win tonight, McGee has to have a big game.
Your key player on the Clovis West side is a defensive guy, very active inside linebacker in Mitchell Francis.
And look for number 7 to shadow number 19 all night. Inside linebacker Mitchell Francis leads the Eagles in tackles, and he's going to do what they call a spy technique, where he's watching McGee all over the field.
Each week you have keys to the game. What are they tonight?
Well, for Edison, emotional execution, meaning, you're going to play with a lot of emotions, but you got to know your keys, know where you should line up, and not to be too amped on the field. When I talked to Ricky Manning this week, he talked about the defense has been okay, the offense has struggled, and in his words, the special teams have been horrific. So they're going to need to execute tonight as well as play with some emotion.
And then for Clovis East, or Clovis West? Sorry.
Clovis West, thunder and lightning. And I mean, Khalil Montgomery and Taylor Bustamante. What a 1-2 combination they have been. They've rushed for over 500 yards. They're outstanding with the ball. They can break it the distance, or they can get the tough yards in the middle. There's also a talented group of linemen in Speck, Garabedian, and Madden. Let's call them the storm that goes with the thunder and lightning.
All right, it's a special Friday night edition of the Les Schwab Tires Thursday Night Showdown driven by Fiat. We'll be back to kick it off after this. This is it. This is the last one of the year. What do you think?
Well, it's the D1 title game, and how neat is this? We started Thursday Night Lights 3 years ago. Now we've built up to the final game of the Division I. It's going to be exciting.
Let's talk about some of the players that you like in tonight's game. I know they're both on the offensive side, and they're both field
They're
generals.
both quarterbacks, and for good reason. Let's start with Central's L.J. Moore. He's got a 5-game winning streak since they moved him to quarterback. Now, I'm going to use the Spartanian approach with him tonight as far as mind, body, and spirit. As far as his mind goes, he's got to be ready. Clovis North is going to bring a lot of blitzing schemes. He's going to have to check out at the line of scrimmage every once in a while. As far as his body goes, he knows he can do it with his legs. He's an athlete playing quarterback. He has to be more of a quarterback than an athlete tonight, and he also has to use his arm. And the last part, his spirit, is everything you're talking about. Mind, body, and spirit. His leadership will come forth for these Central Grizzlies if they're going to rebound from a 50-7 loss last time they played.
For Clovis North, their guy is a pure quarterback, isn't he?
And there's an old saying, dance with the girl that brought you to the dance. And I'll tell you what, Clovis North has a supermodel in Kristen Rossi. What do I have to say about him? 2,300 yards in the air, 24 touchdowns. And I'll tell you what, when you talk to different coaches around, they talk about Kristen Rossi and Clovis North. Clovis North being a great team, but Kristen Rossi, he makes them an elite team.
I know the elements might be a factor tonight. We can talk about that later, but as of this point, what are your keys to the game?
Well, the keys to the game for Central, you got to get your athletes in action. And I mean, you have great secondary people. You've got Rashawn Jones that's hot right now after dropping 188 yards last week versus Liberty. So you got to get your guys in space, especially in this type of weather, and hopefully Clovis North can miss a little, or you can get a pick six or run back a couple punts or kickoffs.
Clovis North?
No quick kick. Like the way I ended with run back a bunch of punts or kickoffs, well, that's because my kick is healthy. He's an outstanding individual. Remember, last week in this game with Clovis North and Edison, Day Howard and Edison ran back a punt 87 yards. You might want to kick it out of bounds. You are flirting with dynamite with my KF Quick.
All right, thanks, Vince. It is the Division I Valley Championship game. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the opening kickoff right after this.
It looks like the Eagles have found one.
Wright gets away from Francis, picks up about 4 to the 36.
And you see, and this is what I like about Wright. He's a real patient runner. And sometimes, guys, when you're running wide like that, you just got to let the holes develop and then cut back. And he has a great job of doing that. Good vision here. Watch him here. Stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. Too strong, can't hand tackle him, and then just breaks up, and he always finishes falling forward. That's what I like about it. Ran through the grab of Mitchell. France is one of the better inside linebackers of the section there. So that ought to tell you right strength.
Stanley to throw. Deep drop, has all day, and he launches it deep downfield. And that's going to be caught inside the 30, out of bounds at the 25-yard line, making the catch, Tyrone Smith.
Oh, my goodness. He had so much time back there. You would think he was in a punt, pass, and kick competition. Nobody's rushing him. This can't happen. And for this to be completed, wow. It's just jump ball from here. And Tyrone Smith, talented junior, goes up and snatches it away. Now, his dad was a former basketball player for Edison High School. And you can see he got some of the genes of the leaping ability. Just went up and looked like he got a rebound. Highest point. But, you know, I'm not sure who Kyrie McGee is taking to the winter formal, but he could have his tuck on right now and see if it fits, because nobody's putting pressure on it.
Has it complete out to about the 26-yard line. See a gain of maybe 4 or 5 Hess, the receiver.
And Sam's in on the tackle, and like Ricky Manning talked about, just the quarterback on the defensive side of the ball, and just a real smart defender is Sam's number 51. Because that one there, he just waited, almost like he hadn't played basketball on defense, used the sideline and just leveraged him out of bounds. Didn't try to make the big hit, just a sure tackle.
Now the pitch to Bustamante coming to the near side, and now breaks open across the 35 out to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah. And if you ever see that the chamber that they use in practice where they run through with the pads and things like that, and you're supposed to keep your head up and your pads level, well, there's a situation here where Bustamante needs to go through that pad chamber again about 4 different times, because right through here he thinks he's going to go down. If he keeps his pad level and head up, he's still got more yards and maybe all the way to the house.
This time it's McGee keeping it up the middle, inside the 20, 10-5, touchdown Edison.
And here they go. And now you see another wrinkle with Manning in the backfield, as if Wright and Nutt weren't good enough. And that's a miss. He just juked Siegel. Walter Siegel there as a defensive lineman. Just one-on-one in space. Just broke his ankle down. Watch this play here. All right, it's all Siegel's. 97 his. Whoop, whoop. Broke his ankle. Just broke him down.
Well, at least it took 3 moves to do it, though. I mean, he went one way, the other way, and then back. And then finishes it with the 27-yard touchdown.
Just broke him down with his little quarterback crossover dribble almost. But I sense last time against Bullard, he does some things sometimes where he just needs to take his medicine, gets a little too cute with the scramble. I would coach a kid that says, hey, 3rd down, do what you want to do. 1st and 2nd down, throw it away, take the sack, take your medicine. There's too many offensive weapons to get yourself in a 2nd and 20 or whatever we are at right now.
Trying to pitch that ball forward. 3rd and 25. Rossi going for it, has a guy open. That's Rose, complete. 1st down to the 11.
Wow, that is a backbreaker there if you're Central. 3rd and half a mile, and you get it. Okay, and that's what I alluded to from the outset. Athletes in action here. Don't be afraid to blitz. Mix things up. I mean, that's just a soft zone for a quarterback with a strong arm and very high IQ as far as when to throw it. Toughest throw to make. Over the linebackers and in between the safety. He made it look simple. Good job by Rose hanging on to the football because he knew he was going to get hit.
The Broncos needed 25 yards on the play. They got 29 for the first down, but may have picked up about 4 right there. That was all over and fun me again.
Yeah. And that's their version of student body left. They're going to pull a guard. They're going to pull a tackle. They're going to pull the homecoming queen. They're going to pull the rally commissioner. The geek that's downloads everybody's cell phone. They're pulling the whole student body to the left with Bo leading, and it's been very effective with them these last 3 weeks here. Student body left, student body right, the old USC Brad Buddy and Anthony Munoz and Roy Foster days for you football purists out there.